My Forever Puppy by Alexis Thies. When I was 9 years old, my dog Michi passed away. She was technically my sister's dog, but I considered her to be the family dog. Even though she wasn't my dog, I missed her so much. My sister and I are 15 years apart, so I grew up feeling like an only child because my sister was always working or off with her friends. I was very lonely after Michi was gone, so I begged my parents to get me a dog. I even spent time looking at dogs online that were for sale and printing out the ones I wanted. For my 10th birthday, my parents took a few friends and me bowling. We went back to my house to have pizza and cake. I was secretly hoping that my parents would surprise me with a new dog. I opened my presents, and there was a board game about shopping, a volleyball, and new rollerblades, but no dog. I loved all of my new gifts, but I really wanted a dog. I even asked my parents if I could return all of the gifts I received and use the money to buy a dog. Unfortunately, my parents wouldn't let me do that. About a week after my birthday, my parents told me that the three of us had to go on a trip about 2 hours away to pick up a brand new dining room table. I put up the biggest fight because why would I want to be in the car for over 2 hours to pick up some stupid table? But Mom, it's not fair. I've stayed home alone by myself before. We'll be gone too long. You have to come with us, my mom said. I argued back and forth with my mom, but nothing I said convinced her to let me stay. If you don't get in the car right now, young lady, you'll be grounded for a week. I angrily and reluctantly climbed into the back seat of the car. The drive seemed to take forever. When we got off the interstate, all I saw was corn. After driving down a bumpy road, we finally pulled into a long, narrow gravel driveway. At the end, I saw a big white farmhouse. My dad said, "Let me go make sure this is the right place." He walked to the door, then came back saying that we were here. My mom and I climbed out of the car and walked to the front door with him. There was a woman with sandy blonde hair standing in the doorway. She greeted us, then said, "I'm sorry, but the dining room table has been sold." I was furious. I wanted to scream at the top of my lungs. I could feel my face getting hot and becoming red. How could my parents make me come all this way when there was no dining room table? Then, the woman repeated that she was sorry about not having the table, but she did have some puppies that we could look at. We walked inside the farmhouse, and I felt many different emotions. I was still very angry with my parents for making me come all this way. However, I was a little happy because at least I would get to see some puppies. I was also a little bit dumbfounded. Why would this stranger let us into her home to look at puppies when we came all this way to buy a dining room table? We walked inside to the kitchen where there was a big crate with a small black and white puppy inside. The woman asked me if I wanted to play with him. I was so excited. "Yes, please," I squealed. The puppy was so soft and fit perfectly in my arms. He had a little black button nose and big brown puppy dog eyes. He tried to climb up my shoulder and lick my face. I quietly giggled. My mom asked me, "Do you like him?" I looked at her with the biggest grin on my face and replied, "Yes." Then she told me his name was Riley and we could take him home. I didn't realize until then that this whole trip to pick up a dining room table was actually to pick up my new dog. It was the best surprise ever. The following Monday, my mom came to pick me up from school, and she brought Riley with her. My teachers, friends, and even the secretaries in the office were fawning over him. My poor puppy got passed around so much that he started shaking. He was terrified. But as soon as he was put back into my arms, he calmed down and fell asleep. That's when I knew he would forever be my dog. Riley and I do everything together. We go for walks to the park, play fetch with his favorite dog toy, and snuggle together when taking a nap. I taught him to sit and give me his paw. He sometimes stays when he's told to, but occasionally he doesn't listen. He definitely has a mind of his own. Now he's 13 years old and does what he wants when he wants. His black fur has started to turn a bit gray, and he's starting to develop cataracts in his eyes, so his eyes aren't as brown as they used to be. He has really bad hips, so it's hard for him to go upstairs. He now just sits at the bottom of the steps, whining until someone picks him up and takes him upstairs. He's also become incredibly spoiled over the years. He prefers wet dog food to dry, but will eat his dry food if he's really hungry. He gets a treat every time he goes to the bathroom. Except he's learned that if he goes out and comes back inside without doing anything, my mom will still give him a treat. I don't give in that easy. I watch him to make sure he's done his business before giving him a treat. My mom spoils him by buying him toys and blankets, except for some reason, he never seems to like them. He likes to steal our blankets that are on the couch. As soon as I put a blanket on the couch, he automatically thinks it's his and lays on it. He's not as active as he used to be, but even so, he's my partner in crime and my best buddy. Even though he's now a spoiled old ball of fur, he will forever be my little puppy, and I wouldn't trade my 13 years of memories with him for anything.